So this is lecture 24, and in this lecture 24 we are going to understand the concept of PI, particular integral, and in lecture 23 we practiced some questions for CF, and whatever we are doing for CF, that is enough. Now let's go for particular integral. How will you deal with particular integral? I'll tell you. See, so in the right side you will not be having 0. In right side you will be having some function of x. It's like e power ax. I'm expressing in general form. It can be e power 2x, e power 3x, or anything. So e power ax or x power n. X power n means it can be x cube, it can be x square, it can be x, it can be x power 5, anything. Or it can be sine ax or cos ax, like sine 3x or sine 2x or cos 4x. Something like this can be there. In the right side I'm talking. Or any function can be multiplied with e power ax. Okay, so these 4 standard cases I have taken, and I will explain this one by one. So in this video we will only understand about what if e power ax type of thing will come in the right side. So let's understand the step. So what is the step? So you know that how are we finding out FD, correct? In the left side, whatever equation is given, from that we are taking y common, and whatever is remaining we are replacing with d. So d square blah blah, we are getting FD, correct? In previous questions FD we are getting. So suppose we are getting FD, just an example, d square plus d plus 1. Just imagine this is your FD. Now in this equation, means in this FD, whatever is there in the right side, e power ax. So whatever a is there now, this a only you have to substitute here. It means here and here. It means you have to find out value of FA. So FA value will help you to calculate PI. That's all. Only this much you have to do. I'll tell you how. There is special condition. In sometimes FA can be 0. In that case, this FD you will differentiate one time and you will be getting F dash D, which is differentiate this, it will come 2D. Differentiate this D, it will come 1 plus 1. Okay. And this one will be 0. So 2D plus 1. Now in this F dash D, you have to substitute your A value. Means F dash A. And then this will help you to calculate PI. So let's see how it is working. So what will you do? I will take example also. So understand this here, I have explained. For case 1 we are seeing several cases I have taken here now. Which several cases? E power ax, x power n, trigonometry or multiplication. So case 1 we are taking in this video, where we will only understand e power ax type. Okay. So you have to calculate PI. Already I am considering that you know how to calculate CF. Okay. So PI, how will you calculate? So whatever e power ax is there, just you divide that e power ax with this FD. And in this D, you replace with A. So this will become your final answer for your PI. That's all. E power ax divided by FA. Okay. Now this will be valid answer only if your FA is not being 0. Otherwise this will become infinite now. Okay. But if your FA is 0, then your FD equation you differentiate once and make it F dash D, and in that F dash D you substitute your A value. So e power ax as it is, you differentiated and substituted here, but because your one time it was 0, so one extra x you multiply in the answer. One extra x you multiply in the answer. Okay. So this is valid only if again you are not getting 0. But if again you are getting 0, if f dash a is also 0 again, in that case you multiply one more x. It means this was the previous x multiplied. It means this was the previous x multiplied when I tested for f prime d. Now you multiply x one more time. Okay. And do double time differentiation. And then substitute a. So this became your PI. We will see this in example. So example I am taking d2y by dx square minus dy by dx minus 6y is equal to 3 times e power 4x plus 5. In this example, you will understand how to solve this. You will also understand in the right side, if just a constant number is arriving, then what will you do with that constant number? How will you solve with that constant number? Okay. Means you will find out PI for this also, and you will find out PI for this also. So in this example, you understand how will you find out PI for this. So two types of PI you will be having, PI1 and PI2. And left side, see general solution, or you say complete solution, or you say y value you want to find out. So two things you need, CF and PI. CF you will calculate exactly as it is you were calculating in previous lectures. This equation is there, take y common from this equation. After that, replace this as d square, replace this as d, replace this as 6. Okay, so d square minus d minus 6, this became your FD value. With this equation you are going to find out your roots. So roots 3 and minus 2. So your CF became a times e power 3x, b times e power minus 2x. This much you know in previous lectures. But in this lecture, because right side is not 0, so you have to calculate PI. So two types of PI you have to calculate. So let's understand how are we going to calculate PI for exponential function. Okay, so this PI, what trick I told you, what formula I told you? E power ax divided by FD. And then replace this d with your a. So what was your a value? Your a value was 4. Not this coefficient. What is here? Coefficient of x. Okay. So this 3 times e power 4x you write as it is. And then FD equation, that is d square minus d minus 6, which is here. After that, what will you do? Replace this d square and with d. I mean substitute this a with d. Okay. Substitute this 4. A is equal to 4 in this question. Na? So d square will become 4 square. D will become d means 4 and minus 6 is as it is here. When you will solve this, then 6 will come. Okay, because 4 square is 16, minus 4 and 6 become 10, so 6 will come. So this 3 and this 6 you cancel, 1 by 2 will come, and this as it is e power 4x. So this became your PI1. PI1 by PI1, because two things are there to calculate PI. Now how will you calculate the 5? So guys, always remember, whenever any constant number is standing alone, that constant number you can consider as multiply with e power 0x. Because e power 0x will become 1, so 5 into 1 is 5. Now e power 0x, how will you solve? Same thing. PI2. So 5 is in multiplication, so we are not touching anything. Like here, if you remember, 3 was in multiplication, we did not touch, we did not do anything for 3. 3 we always kept as a product in our answer also, correct? You can see here, 3 we did not touch. 3 is there as it is, 3 we did not touch. Only we did this game using 4. 4 means here. So here also, 5 you will not touch, only e power 0x. From e power 0x, you will calculate what was your a value. A value is 0. Why? Coefficient of x is your a. Then in this FD, what was your FD? Same equation you will use FD for 5 also. So in what was your FD? D square minus d minus 6. This was your FD value. Now in this FD, you have to find out FA. What is your A? 0. So substitute here, substitute 0. So 0. F0 is how much? Minus 6, because minus 6 is remaining here. So 5 by minus 6, and this is again 1. So minus 5 by 6 is your final answer. This became 1, correct? Okay. So your general solution or complete solution or y is equal to, it is the sum of CF and PI. So CF you calculated separately, plus PI you have 2 parts. This is your PI1 and this is your PI2. So you got final answer, right? Okay. Now in this current example, when I found PD and with PD when I found PA. Okay, so in 2 cases I got FA. In 2 cases I got FA. One, when I was solving e power 4x wala. So there also my FA did not become 0 in first attempt. And when I was solving for 5, I kept 0. That time also my FA did not become 0. So it was a simple question for us, and in single attempt itself we got our answer. But now I'm taking an example where your FD, when you substitute A here, means FA in first attempt it will go 0. Okay, so this is the question where I have taken left side as d2 square y by dx square plus 7 times dy by dx plus 12y is equal to 14 e power 3x. Now in this question, your 14 minus 14 e power minus 3x. So what is your A? A is minus 3. A is your minus 3. So first of all, see, CF you calculate by yourself. In the last, I'll give you answer for CF. Understand here, CF you do by yourself. PI, how will you find out? So for PI, this. So 14, nothing to bother. 14 will be as it is here. E power 3x you write as it is here. Now, this FD value is how much? This thing. How will you know? From left side, you will calculate your FD value. Now in this FD value, you have to find out FA. So what is your A? Minus 3. So substitute here minus 3. So minus 3 square plus 7 minus 3 and 12. So 7 into minus 3, 21 means minus 21, and 12 and 9, 21. Overall 0. So here case fail. If case fails, then this system you will not substitute. FD wala system you will not substitute. Then what will you do? Then e power ax divided by FA. This FA is being failed this time. Then what will you do? You will multiply extra x and then you look for f prime a, f dash a. So for that, you have to first calculate this. So when you differentiate, d square will become 2d and 7d will become 7 and extra constant will become 0. So we got differentiation. Now in this differentiation, substitute minus 3 and then check, yes, answer is 1. It is not being 0. So good for us. So this extra x I multiplied. This x is not coming from anywhere else. It is just extra multiplication from our side because first case failed. Okay, and this is no change. I'm writing as it is, 14 e power minus 3x. And this is your f minus 3. So substitute it here as 1. So this will be your CF and this I got as PI. Okay, now understand, what if this kind of situation will come into the question? E power x plus 1 whole square. So guys, this will be a lengthy question in GATE exam, but if question paper is easy and one single question is lengthy, so it's always worth to calculate. But if you are fast, then you can do it fast. Okay, so in that case, you will open this bracket as a plus b whole square is how much? A square plus 2ab plus b square. Okay, so when you open this, it will look like a square plus b square plus 2ab. Okay, now in this e power 2x, you will find out separate pi1. For this one, how did you find for 5 in previous example? In same way, you will find for this one also. How? 1 into e power 0x. Okay, and for this, as it is, pi. So pi1 you have to calculate, pi2 you have to calculate, pi3 you have to calculate. Okay, so pi1, pi2, pi all, and in the last you will substitute. So I could have given any question here in which you will calculate CF and then 3 types of PIs. So you understood for e power AX cases. So in this video, you only learned e power AX cases. Okay, in upcoming video, you will learn these cases. Here, x power n case is there, trigonometry case is there, sin x, cos x, and only these are standard cases. Okay, some more tough cases are there, but at university level exam, those cases becomes important for us because we know that, okay, this question comes every year in university, log this, log that, sec square x, lot of things. Like in university exams, we can guess, but for GATE exam, if any other cases will come, that will be very heavy, lengthy questions. So what is valid, what may come for GATE exam, we will cover here for sure. Okay, so this video was only for e power AX. Now go for lecture 25.